For over 2 centuries, the White House has been home not just to presidents, but to a menagerie of animals that offered companionship, comfort, and sometimes political symbolism. From loyal hounds to exotic creatures, these pets have mirrored the personal lives and public images of their presidential owners. But one president broke this enduring tradition, leaving the White House, and honestly, all Americans, speechless. A wild decision that sparked curiosity and debate. So, let's start from the beginning. George Washington, America's first president, was an avid dog breeder. He kept numerous hounds, including American foxhounds and black and tan coonhounds, with names like Sweet Lips, Drunkard, and Tippler. Now that's creative. His passion for dogs reflected his interest in agriculture and bloodlines, setting a precedent for presidential pet ownership that would last for generations. Now, let's talk about Abraham Lincoln, who had a deep affection for animals. He owned a dog named Fido, who was so beloved that Lincoln left him behind in Springfield, so he wouldn't be stressed by the ride to Washington. Ah, that's sweet. And Lincoln's son, Tad, once saved a turkey from becoming Christmas dinner. The bird, named Jack, became a family favorite. Talk about luck. And that story? It became the origin of the modern turkey pardon. Next up, Theodore Roosevelt. His White House was basically a zoo. Not kidding. Among his pets, a small bear named Jonathan Edwards, a lizard named Bill, a one-legged rooster, and one-legged, and a badger named Joshua? Josiah. Anyways, he also had guinea pigs, with quirky names like Admiral Dewey, Bishop Doane, and Dr. Johnson. Roosevelt's chaotic collection mirrored his bold, adventurous personality. Now, despite being allergic to animals, John F. Kennedy's household, it was literally full of them. Seriously. The Kennedys had ponies, parakeets, hamsters, and multiple dogs. One of the most famous? Pushinka, a puppy gifted by Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev. The dog was the offspring of Strelka, one of the first dogs to return from space. Yep, a space doggo, making Pushinka a literal Cold War peace gesture. I love her name. And moving on, Bill Clinton's cat, Socks, was a media darling. Originally adopted when the Clintons lived in Arkansas, Socks became a household name during their presidency. In 1997, they added a Labrador retriever named Buddy. But the two pets didn't get along, duh? And after the presidency, they had to live separately. The Obamas welcomed Bo, a Portuguese water dog, in 2009. The breed was chosen because of Malia Obama's allergies. Bo had a hypoallergenic coat, so fluffy. In 2013, the Obamas added Sunny, another Portuguese water dog. The duo became social media icons, showing up in holiday videos, events, everywhere. Joe Biden brought 2 German Shepherds to the White House, Champ and Major. Major was the first rescue dog to ever live there, which is actually amazing. Later, the Bidens adopted a gray tabby cat named Willow, named after Jill Biden's hometown of Willow Grove, Pennsylvania. But not every president brought a furry friend. Donald Trump became the first U.S. president in more than 100 years to not have a pet in the White House. At a rally in 2019, Trump said he wouldn't mind having a dog, but, quote, "I don't have the time." And he also asked, "How would I look walking a dog on the White House lawn?" He added that getting a dog might seem phony, and he didn't want to do it just for appearances. That said, Trump did publicly honor a military dog named Conan. Conan was injured during a special forces raid that led to the death of ISIS leader. Trump called Conan a beautiful and talented dog, and the pup received a hero's welcome at the White House. Yay! So technically, Trump's only White House canine encounter involved a combat veteran, not a family pet. And it's worth noting, a few early presidents, like Millard Fillmore, Franklin Pierce, and James K. Polk, also had no known pets in the White House. Polk, often described as stern and work-obsessed, is the last confirmed president before Trump to completely break the pet tradition. From George Washington's hounds to the Obamas' water dogs, presidential pets have always given us a glimpse into the private lives of America's leaders. And hey, in the case of Donald Trump, the absence of a pet said just as much as the presence of one, I guess. If you could choose any animal to live in the White House, what would it be? Let us know in the comments.